Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Wineville, and this is a new horror thriller in the slasher form from director Brandy Roderick, written by Richard Schenkman, and this film focuses on Tess Lott, played by Roderick herself, who goes back to the home of her abusive father, who she escaped as a teen after he's passed away, and he must deal with his widow and their adopted son as they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with their vineyard. And you know the kind of movie that you're watching when evil is just like written across the screen and then it fades into Wineville and you're just like, yup. That's the tone we're going for right here. And this particular film, you would think would feel a little bit more campy in terms of like how it's approaching its slasher elements. But like this film's like dead serious and like overly dead serious at times, and you're just like, it's really low budgeted. The effects are a bit cheesy. I feel like they could have leaned in a little bit into that element, but no, they're playing this completely straight. And this film, like, borderlines on times just like trauma porn. Like, and they go into all kinds of different stuff, from strange incestuous relationships, and not even just like one of them, like multiple, to like really uncomfortable, repressed emotions and stuff like that, and how this all manifests. And there's certain scenes that feel like they spend way too much time on particular things that feel so uncomfortable and just disturbing and disgusting from like a human perspective that I'm just like, I feel like this film is like relishing a little too much in some of these elements and drawing some of these elements out too long, which also from a pacing perspective, this film feels like it's not moving at an effective pace, as like there's this is like about 100 minutes, but there's like whole long stretches focusing on like these one particular moments that feel like this could have been like a fourth of the time. And like this strange family dynamic, a lot of the performances in this film feel like amateurish. They don't really feel like these are actors who have a lot of like film experience, and they feel a little, stiff and awkward. There's few of the dynamics in the film that feel interesting and engaging, and probably the thing that surprised me the most is this like random little side romance they throw into the film that I'm like, how is this like the most authentic feeling thing here? And it's between our main character Tess and the local sheriff, who she used to know, played by Texas Battle, who also wins Best Name for sure, actor-wise. And I was actually kind of charmed by it, and, I got a little bit invested, and I'm just like, Sheriff John Hicks better make it out here alive. I like this guy. And those were like the only moments where I really felt like I was feeling something here. This film never really accomplishes making you feel a connection in many ways, and it just like, at that point then you're just at a distance hoping that you can enjoy some of the horror elements, and it's just too drawn out, and it never really hits in a way that feels like they did something dynamic or interesting with those horror elements. It just saddled with a really low budget, but the low budget doesn't excuse the insane amount of ignorance and just dumb decision making that so many of these characters make, because the whole entire conceit for these characters to get caught in the place where like bad things are happening to them is like, you have to be like, hey, do you want to see behind my special locked door? And like walk through room after room after room of this underground vineyard into this other really dark room, and then you walk in this dark room and it's just like, this looks like a torture chamber, but you want to go in, don't you? And you're just like, yeah, these characters are really dumb then, because I don't get how you got any of these people down here. And like one of them feels really uncomfortable with this young gay man, and it's just like, this feels all kinds of just gross and disgusting in terms of like what this film's trying to portray in this moment. So in the end, this is some schlocky, low budget kind of horror thriller elements, a slasher film, and I feel like if you're really into like that low budget kind of horror, sure, you might have some fun with this, but it really doesn't offer a whole lot of like really concrete elements that are going to translate to a lot of viewers. And you might not even be, as far as me at least, you know, being like, wow, this one random romance, I'm down for this. But those are my thoughts on Wineville. Let me know what you think. Let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.